Hello students, welcome to Surface Area Supernode Part 4. Question 4, Other Triangular Prisms. So in the previous one, we looked at prisms where there was a triangle, a right angle triangle as the base. Now we're going to look at something different where the base is not a right angle triangle. So in this case, we have an isosceles triangle here. Actually, it looks more like an equilateral triangle. I am corrected. Okay, so let's go back to SketchUp 8. Let's open up your sketch, surface area 1, and let's continue. So let's get oriented here in our environment. Let's push it along. All right, let's go to camera, standard views, front. Okay, so let's move a little bit down the line here. Okay, let's click on the rectangle tool. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a base of 6 and a height of 5. So we're going to create this tent-like prism. All right, so let's click on near the horizon. Let's start a rectangle. Don't hold the mouse button. Let's just draw upwards and outwards. And let's put in 6 cm, comma, space, 5 cm. And hit enter. Okay, so we should have a base of 6 and a height of 5. So let's see if that matches here. A base of 6 and a height of 5. Yes, it does. Okay, let's use the pencil tool. Let's start in this corner. Don't click, just rest your mouse over that endpoint. And let's go to the opposite corner here. Rest your mouse over the endpoint. And then just start dragging your pencil along this top edge, and hopefully it will mark the midpoint. So let's click from here down to the corner. Let's draw a line. And then down to the other corner. Okay, let's use the eraser tool, and let's get rid of what we don't need. Okay, so there's our base, our triangle base. Okay, so let's look at the diagram again. What is the depth? The depth is 7 centimeters. All right, so let's use the push-pull tool. Click on the front triangle, push back, don't hold the mouse button, and type in 7 cm. Hit enter. Okay, there is our tent shape or Toblerone shape triangular prism. Okay. All right, let's label it. Let's click on the 3D text tool. Let's type in base, and I think our height's going to work of 0.5 centimeters, and hit place. So we'll put that right in the center. Let's go to the opposite base, and let's do the same thing. .3D text tool, base, height of 0.5 cm, place. And let's place that right in the center. Okay. So let's go back to the front and let's zoom in. All right, let's put our measurements. Okay. So I think what we have to do is we probably have to draw a line. So let's use the pencil tool and let's draw a line from the top straight down, and that's going to mark our height. Okay, I hope that's not going to cause any problems. So let's see. All right, let's use the text tool. And we have a base of 6 centimeters, a height of 0.5 centimeters, and let's place that near the bottom here. Okay. And we have a height of 5 centimeters. So 3D text tool, 5 centimeters, height of 0.5 cm, click place. And we'll put that measurement right here next to that line that we're using to mark the height. Okay, so let's go to the back. Excuse me. Let's go to the back. All right, let's use the pencil tool and let's draw in our height and let's create our measurements. So 6 cm and a height of 0.5 cm, and we'll place it near the bottom. And then we have a height measurement of 5 cm and place, and we'll place that near the center. Okay, so let's orbit around to the front again. Okay, now a triangular prism has two bases that are connected by three rectangles. So let's make real sure of the dimensions of these rectangles. So do you remember how far we pushed this back? It was 6 centimeters, wasn't it? So let's click on 3D text tool. Okay, and let me just double check here. No, I apologize. It was 7 centimeters. Good thing I checked it. All right, 3D text tool, 7 centimeters, 0.5 centimeters, place. Let's place that near the bottom. Now, do you remember what this edge was? Let's go back to the 3D diagram. That edge is 6 centimeters. Okay, so let's create a label for 6 centimeters. 0.5 cm, click place. And we'll place it there. Let me orbit around a bit. And use the rotate tool. There we go, perfect. Okay, so let's go around to this side and see what's happening over here. Okay, so remember we pushed it back 7 centimeters. So let's create that label first. 7 centimeters, 0.5 cm, click place, and we'll place it here. And what is this side? This side, if I recall, was 6 centimeters. Right here, 6 centimeters. Okay, so let's create that label. 6 cm, 0.5 cm, click place, and let's put that here near the front. Let's rotate. And let's see if I can move it closer to the edge. There we go. Okay, so now let's look at the rectangle on the bottom. So if we can kind of see the other sides, it gives us a hint. So we have here a rectangle of 7 by 6 by looking at these numbers. Okay, so let's see if we can do the 6 centimeters first. 0.5 cm as the height, and that goes here. And the 7 centimeters, 0.5 cm, and that goes here. Let's rotate. See if we can, sometimes you have to zoom in to get a little bit more control. Let's see if that's going to help me. There we go. Okay. All right, do I have the dimensions, the measurements on all the sides? Let's have a look. I think so. Okay, so you know what's next. Let's color in our labels. So let's use the paint can. Let's go find that royal blue. And I'm going to color the letters for the base. I'm going to go around to the opposite side and color that. Then I'm going to change to black. And I'm going to color in all of my measurements. And don't forget the bottom. Let's not forget the bottom. Okay, so I think we're ready to make the groups. All right, let's save. It's a good time to save. I got to remind myself to save. Okay, so let's click on the selection arrow tool. Let's click on the front face, hold the shift key and click on the other half of the face. Let's click on the height line and the 3 edges around the triangle. Click on the letters, the label for base, and click on the measurements. So this height line actually divided the triangle into 2 separate triangles. So you just got to make sure that you're clicking on all parts of that front face. Let go of the shift key, right click, and make group. Okay, let's go to the side. Let's deselect. Click on the face, hold the shift key, click on the 4 edges, click on the measurements, sorry. Let go of the shift key, right click, and click make group. All right, let's go to the back base, deselect. Click on both triangles within that triangle, holding the shift key. Click on the 3 edges, but it's actually 4 edges of the triangle. Click on the height line, click on the label and the 2 measurements. Let go of the shift key, right click, and choose make group. All right, continue rotating. Let's go to the next side, deselect, click on the rectangle, hold the shift key, click on the 4 edges, click on the 2 measurements, right click, let go of the shift key, sorry, right click and make group. Okay, now last time we got into the habit of also creating a group on the bottom, but let's try without it. I think it will be fine. Okay, all right, let's begin our rotations. Deselect, click on the front face, click on the rotate tool. Rotate that front base down. There we go. Next, click on the side. Click on the rotate tool. Make sure you deselect before you start it at all. And rotate that down. Okay, let's go to the back. Deselect. Click on that triangular base. Rotate. Bring that down. All right, I hope these two don't crash into each other. Maybe I made it too close to the previous triangular prism. I hope not. Let's see. Let's click on deselect, click on the last group and rotate. There's some separation here. Good. Okay, so now I want to look at it from below so I can see that net. And you can see how the net looks different from the previous question's net. Okay, let me deselect here. Okay. All right. So let's save because we completed the net. Let's save. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go back to your worksheet and draw a nice accurate net right here showing all of the measurements. Then what you can do is, like we've done in the other ones, determine whether these rectangles are the same or whether they are different rectangles. So press pause at this point and draw that net. Okay, we'll meet you back here. Okay, so we're back. So hopefully you've got a net that looks similar to mine. I wasn't able, because I was drawing it so small, I wasn't able to put all of the labels on, but we'll figure this out. We can always refer back to our SketchUp 8 net as well. Okay, so like in all of the other previous ones, okay, we always start with the base. Okay, that's why I've shaded it in the 3D diagram. Think of this as the shape's base. So let's look at this. So let's go to step 1. Area of the base equals, now it's a triangle, so make sure you write the right formula. Base times height divided by 2 in brackets. Okay? So again, by this point, you should be able to automatically get, at least a step ahead of me. So let's look at the base. The base is 6 centimeters. The height is 5 centimeters. Okay, that's what we're looking at, this shape right here. 5 centimeters. Okay, let's substitute. Area equals 6 times 5 divided by 2. You don't have to show me the intermediate steps here. You can just do mental math. 6 times 5 is 30, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. So for one triangle, it's 15 centimeters squared. But remember, there are two bases. So you got to show me this. Even though you're dividing by 2 and multiplying by 2, you have to show me these two steps. So 15 is the area for one triangle, multiply by 2 because there are two triangles, and so we get a total of the bases of 30 centimeters squared. Okay, so how about these rectangles? Are they all different, or are they all the same? Well, I've got one here that's 7 by 6. I've got another one here that's 7 by 6. And I've got a third one that's 7 by 6. So they're actually all the same rectangle. So I just labeled them rectangle 1. Okay, that's going to make our life a lot easier, isn't it? All right, let's go to step 2. Area of rectangle 1 equals length times width. Okay, so the length is the longer side. The longer side is 7 centimeters. The width equals 6 centimeters. Now I know in my net it doesn't really look like 7 and 6 are anywhere close to each other, but that's okay. The net is not supposed to be totally to scale. All right, area equals 7 times 6, and we do 7 times 6. Okay, what's 7 times 6? 42. 42 centimeters squared. Okay? All right, now how many of those rectangles are there? Well, there are 3. So we have to multiply the area of 1 times 3. So using your calculator, 42 times 3, I get 126 centimeters squared for the 3 rectangles. All right, so let's go to step 3, total surface area. So depending on the type of question, I hope you've noticed that some questions have 3 steps, some questions have 4 steps. So total surface area equals the area of the bases, which was 30 centimeters squared, plus the area of the rectangles, which was 126 centimeters squared, and then we get a total of, you got it? 156 centimeters squared. All right, therefore, conclusion statement, therefore, total surface area of this triangular prism is 156 centimeters squared. Okay, so we've gone over the 2 types of triangular prisms. Okay, so at this point you're not going to go on to the last video, but we're going to work on some worksheets on triangular prisms so that we master this skill. Okay, so this concludes this part of the surface area supernote part 4. Thanks for watching. Bye.